Blue Lock is a really well-written sports anime, with all the hype and training and character development you would expect. However, it also adds a huge twist to the genre. We'll go over all of it, and its unique style, so you can see if this sports shonen is worth watching for you. The first most obvious unique aspect of this anime is its setting. Surprisingly, Blue Lock was named after the facility in which the story takes place, and not the main character, John Blue Lock. Usually sports stories are heavily focused on the drama of the characters, more than anything else. But Blue Lock has a huge focus on the plot, which is built around the concept of its elimination-based system. Blue Lock was created to improve the skills of the players, while eliminating those who fail the test, to end up with one winner to represent Japan's national team. So it's like Battle Royale death game style. This system brings a lot more tension to the story, as your favorite characters might end up losing enough to get kicked out, and from that point they are never seen again in the story, effectively killing them off. I made an entire video going into the concept deeper on my first channel, which is always linked in the description, but it's important to note how different this feels from a normal sports shonen because of it. For example, every player is competing against their peers, even when playing on the same team. So the dynamic of each game is totally different than the usual teamwork-centered sports anime. Beyond that, Blue Lock does the more classic parts of the sports genre very well, realistically building the characters as they learn to get better at the sport. This is especially true for John Blue Lock. He begins to understand higher level play, which slows down everything for him, which also gives us, the audience, more understanding because we see it from his perspective. The unobtainable goals start to be obtainable as he grows mentally and physically. It's all really well done. As for the games themselves, they are very entertaining. It goes in depth to show the player's strengths and how they use them or how the opponents stop them. All of the strategy is really great and feels realistic for the most part. Sometimes a player will do or say something that's a little much. While it does have the classic shonen trope of having a lot of dialogue in between one simple motion, it doesn't over-explain too much, and keeps the action going so we aren't stuck on one pass or goal for too long. Similarly, it doesn't go overboard on backstories, or showing a flashback every time someone does something cool. It stays in the moment most of the time, which I appreciate. On to the characters. This is where I initially had some problems with the story. While there's a lot of great characters like Seshiro Nagi, Meguru Bachara, and of course, John Blue Lock, who's a really great protagonist, there are some characters that seem like caricatures of people, at least initially. With how real the struggles and matches went, the characters being these goofy anime weirdos, taking themselves extremely seriously, was very off-putting. However, in Season 2, I don't know if they are toned down some or if I'm just used to them now, but it seems a lot better and almost never takes me out of it. Speaking of Season 2, there is one last thing to mention, and it's the animation. While Season 1 also had a lot of still shots, there was a lot of really fluid and interesting movement as well. That has almost completely disappeared from Season 2. The actual look, the drawings of each frame, still look as good, if not better, but the animation of those frames is often non-existent. Some episodes are better than others. It's definitely rushed. The first season finished airing in March of 2023, and Season 2 started in October 2024. They also released a movie between then. I get you don't want to be Attack on Titan, but this is kind of ridiculous. I don't think people would have minded waiting longer to add some animation to the animation. Despite this, it's still a very entertaining story about a sport I've never really liked. I definitely recommend it. The first half of Season 1 is good, but the best story elements really shine past episode 12. So if you're enjoying it, don't drop it before then. The first arc is mostly setting up a lot that will happen later. For a totally different, easy to watch, and faster paced show, check out this review of Demon Lord 2099 on the top card. It really surprised me. Subscribe for more reviews. Jamio.